Good morning, San Antonio and the surrounding areas. You know who you are. That's right.
London, Japan, and Poteet. Okay, it's a rough morning.
And again, in all fairness to my co-host Margaret Sandoval, it has been a rough morning. We just got some bad news about the Pope, passing, and again, that's like our heart goes out to everybody out there, especially the Pope in the Vatican. I mean, it's just like, wow, that is it. She just told me right now.
Yeah.
I didn't know, and I'm like, what?
Well, I didn't know. My girlfriend thread started this morning. It was Denise, and she's like, "I'm so sorry about your Pope," and I'm like, "What do you mean?"
Yeah.
And so then I got on the.
And again, to all my Catholic brothers and sisters out there, I mean, this is a sad day. It really is. It's and we're just mentioning somebody. We were talking yesterday. I was talking to your brother-in-law David. I was talking to him, and we were talking about when I lived in Cincinnati, how back then the Pope went through Cincinnati.
Yes, I remember
through Woodlawn and all that. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I was like right there.
Do you remember they put him in a bulletproof box?
I do remember that.
And I was like, why would they do that? I didn't realize at that young age.
That was Pope John Paul. And I remember seeing that. I mean, when we were talking about it, it just seemed like yesterday.
Yeah.
I was there in my front yard just watching him go by.
I know. In your front yard?
In front yard, right there, just going by.
Did you sell tickets for people to
No, back then, it was not like that.
You should have.
It was, my dad was like, we lived in a duplex, so we had to share their profits. But again, seriously, it's and again, coming off of this Easter weekend, I mean, wow,
I know. So they say that he did make it to Easter. He went out, and I guess did his greeting on the.
People travel.
Yeah.
All over the world for this one blessing. That's it, and he just waves his hand, and that's the blessing.
I know.
You to be there. I mean, it's like you hear
to get the last blessing. Oh,
I know. Can you imagine?
I don't.
Yeah. I mean, it's just it's sad. It really is sad because one of the things that is near and dear to the Catholic faith is the Pope himself, and not only that, but just everybody, the bishops, and from the bishops to the deacons at your church.
Yes.
It's like it's so crucial, it's so critical. You're feeling that closeness with the oneness with God and Christ itself, and again for it to happen on Easter. I mean, it's.
Well, I think it was the morning after.
Oh, the morning after. Okay, so this morning,
they announced it at 7:30.
Oh wow! Can you imagine? Yeah, wow. My mom and dad. Well, not my dad, but my mom loved. The thing was, she went to St. Anne's. I told you.
Aww.
She went to St. Anne's, and ever since St. Anne's, she was a young girl. She, the Pope was. Each Pope was just something special to her,
and they all bring something a little different.
They
right?
do. They are, and they're all different. They have their own politics too.
Yeah, and he was the first Latin Pope of all time, so that was incredible. He made history. He also ruffled some feathers with his approach to certain topics, and I mean, I think that he was moving Catholicism in the right direction. Because we have to modify, we have to change. I know that there's a lot of times they're stuck on tradition, but in this world we live in, ever evolving.
I know the one. I even know the topic you're talking about. When he said "stone the drunks," I get it. I know that's not your. I know you're kind of like, let that one slide. Yeah, I got it.
He said, "Who am I to judge?" That's
right.
what he said.
That's right.
That was what I loved about him.
Yeah, he pretty much, for the most part, just really. I haven't been with the faith in a long time.
Right.
I haven't really stayed in tune, except the fact that I know holiness, and I know his role, and I know what as far as, a representative of the Catholic faith, and just how important that is. I've been, I know that's, it's like, oh, I know Jesus. It's like, I know who he is.
Exactly.
It's kind of almost like the same thing. Yeah. And I remember when I first, met my wife, she was like, do you want to go with me to church? She invited me to church. I go, do they got drinks? I didn't know.
You were
she goes, well,
where's the wine?
Yeah, she goes, because I asked her out, and I go, and I kid you not, this is me asking my wife on our first day, I go, you want to go to the club?
No.
I did. I
You
said,
were going to the clubs back then?
well, yeah, I was younger back then. You know,
What
not
kind of
now.
club are we talking about?
Like
Like a dancing club?
like a dance club. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I said, hey, do you want to go to the club? You know, hang out and get a drink. And she goes, I can't. You know, I'm going to church. I'm like, okay. Do they got drinks there? You know? And she's like,
Can we hit up the club after?
yeah. But so anywho, but we got a packed show tonight. But I wanted to get into something really quick. I got to give a shout out to Margaret Sandoval and say thank you so much for the invitation to come to your house for Easter. Yeah. Now, all of you know, and we talked about it last week. We celebrate our Easter on Saturday. So we didn't have anything. We don't have anything going on Sunday, and we are like, where do we go? You know.
Why do you guys do it on Saturday, may I ask?
Okay, I thought I told you. No, oh no, you weren't here. So okay, so my wife's family, they started doing this tradition years ago, where they had Easter on Saturday, and all these years I never bothered asking. I just thought they want to get up and go to church on the next day.
Okay, free up
it
the
made
day.
Sense. Mm-hmm. And then I found out one day. I said, babe, so who goes to church on Sundays? I'm kind of looking at the crew, and I'm like, they get pretty wasted on Saturday. How do they wake up early to go to church? And she goes, church? She goes, they take off. They it's Saturday just so they won't have to take a day off on Monday.
Oh my!
So they don't have a call-in day.
That makes sense.
I said,
that makes sense.
If it was up to my wife's family, they'd have Super Bowl Saturday.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know?
I agree. I think that would be for everyone.
Yes.
Because they have to take a day off if they're going to really enjoy the game.
So Margaret and Margaret's mom invited us. No, I'm just kidding. She did.
The only reason I don't extend an invitation on a day like
it's
that
special.
Is
it's
because
family.
I imagine,
you're with your family. Right. And you think, okay, I wouldn't invite. I didn't even think about. I mean, on Saturdays, I was like, I should have invited everybody to come over, but I knew we were coming to your house, so I said, no big deal. Mm-hmm. And then I was like, and I knew Vanessa was going. I thought she was going out of town for her family.
No, but they did get together. People came into town for her.
Okay, that's what it was. So I didn't quite understand, but I knew she was getting with her family. So I said, I'll just won't worry about it. So then I go to Margaret's on Sunday yesterday.
Yes.
And then Vanessa got a chance to make it as well. So it was pretty cool. I mean, we got there super early. We're over there stacking chairs. I warned them. I said, listen, she goes, hey, we're cutting the grass. Family. Yeah.
You get there on time, you're going to help. I'm ready to pitch.
I laughed. So here's the deal. I asked your family to tune in because I had a special announcement.
Oh, yeah.
I wanted to say from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much to the Sandoval family for making my family feel so welcome. I mean, I'm telling you right now, in my book, there's families that are special in this world. And you got the first family of the United States. Then you got the Sandovals. Then you got the royal family. Then you got the Brady Bunch.
Wow, that is the biggest compliment
that
ever.
Right there to the Sandoval, each and every one of them made us feel like we were home. They made us feel welcome. Marty, David. I mean, hold on. Let me tell you the clan that were there. Okay, and I'm gonna kind of go along. Correct me if I'm wrong. I got to meet all of her family. Like she's got, let me tell you, there's Rebe, Janet, Latoya, and Michael.
Where's Jackson?
That's another Jackson family. You know the Jacksons? Well, there's the Sandovals. Let me tell you, there's the Partridge family, then there's the Sandovals. And I'm telling you, her family, it's like I got to meet Lala.
Lala's my sister. Lala's my daughter. Yeah.
Teresa.
Yep.
Who was it? Marty. I saw Marty, yeah, and then who's the other? And then Michael.
Yes.
I got to meet Michael, and he's super cool. His little boy Omar, him and I were like tight. We're making blowing bubbles, whole thing. And then I got a chance to chat with your dad for a little bit, and then I met Jesus and who's the other one?
Oh, I'm not gonna tell you.
No, don't tell me. Jesus, no, not Artie.
You're close.
I know it. Adrian.
Yes.
Adrian. It's because Adrian said you helped them find a house.
Yes.
Yes.
That's
So, and
correct.
it's like 2 blocks or something
Yes,
like that.
they live really close.
So it was really cool, and I got to meet everybody. And it was just thank you, Margaret. It was such a good time. Can't wait to go next year.
Absolutely.
And 4th of July, my house.
Yeah.
All right,
Okay.
so I seriously, and it was so funny because we had family over on Wednesday. But anyway, I'll get to that later because we have a tight show. Let's do a quick roll call, and then we'll go ahead and.
Well, I just want to say also thank you so much for coming.
Oh, absolutely.
Because it's a big day, and I know, especially bringing the kids along.
Marcus got busy on the grill, by the way.
Yeah,
yes,
at that age, though, they can be uncomfortable, right?
Oh, my kids?
Yeah, like kids in general. Yeah. They don't want to go. They're like,
they wanted to. My kids, to be honest, wanted to stay home.
Yeah, they all do.
It's Easter.
Yeah,
you're coming.
Well, they were so wonderful.
No,
Samuel, Eli, and
Mallory.
Yes. They
and we even know Mallory showed up, and that was cool.
I love that so much. They were such sweet kids. I love it. They
had a blast too.
They're in my Facebook groups of them.
And by the way, whoever
I didn't even get a picture of you.
We had one.
But I didn't get it.
Real quick before the roll call. Real quick.
Okay.
I got to know Margaret's family. I got to know Margaret. Hey, you have a lovely house, by the way.
Thank you.
And I got to know her wall.
Listen. He's happy we don't have cameras throughout the house.
Oh my God. Aiden is my best friend right now. I'm paying him to stay quiet. Aiden was the only one that saw me. I was going to the restroom, and I thought it was the hallway, and it was a gray wall.
It was a little.
And I went, boom. Oh, okay.
And by the way, I offered to turn on the light for him. I said, "Do you want me to turn on the light?" And they laughed. Oh, silly.
Oh my God. I was like so embarrassed.
If you were wearing makeup, it would have
I said, if you have a camera that shows this area, record it and let's go make some money. That was funny.
Darn, we don't have one of those. I'm sorry. Okay, roll call. Ready? Okay. If I miss anything, please read it in my ear because sometimes it misses them. Angela Bond says, good morning, Cleto Rodriguez and Margaret Sandoval.
Good morning, Angela.
Did you guys see her? She was at the Strawberry Festival.
No, I did not.
She was volunteering.
Well, I couldn't see anybody at the time.
True. How was you guys' Easter? It was great.
It was fantastic.
Wonderful Easter spent together.
That's right, yeah.
Well, so it was great. One for the books, right? Rocky Lopez says, morning. Good
Rocky,
morning,
how you doing, Rocky?
Vanessa's on. She says, hi, hey.
And Vanessa got to hang out with us too, so that was cool.
Little Lily. And
Lily, that's right.
You guys missed the Easter egg hunt.
I know. We missed that.
Mm-hmm. Maxine says, good morning, everyone. I totally agree. The Sandoval family are the best.
Absolutely. Yes, they are.
Oh, I love you guys. Anna Sandoval says, Cleto Rodriguez, what a beautiful compliment. It was such a blessing to have you guys over.
Thank you, Anna. That was really cool.
Jennifer Phillips says, hi, friends. Good morning, Jen.
Hello, Jen.
Valerie Romo says, good morning.
Good morning, Valerie. Awesome.
Okay.
Well, we got a packed house. We got not one, but 2 mayoral candidates here today. And we are kind of excited. Want to hear both of them and want to give them some, equal time because that's how we are. And give them a platform to go ahead and share. So if you have any questions for them, we're going to try to get to them as many as we can. But without further ado, I'd like to go ahead and bring up our first mayoral candidate, which is, I believe, is Dr. Adriana Garcia. Yeah, come on down. Come on over here. Yes, come on over here. How are you?
Hey, how are you?
Come on, stand right here in the middle. How are you?
Hi.
How are you?
I'm great. Thank
Welcome.
you. I brought you all a Fiesta medal.
Oh, sweet. Okay.
It's kind of like my sign, right?
All right.
So yes.
Yes, absolutely.
Oh my God! And you're wearing the same color.
Yes.
She's like, oh my God, you're wearing the same outfit. And
I have a lot of blue, y'all. I have a lot of blue.
Yeah, so do I. Well, let me ask you. I've been asking every mayor candidate, and first of all, let me just say thank you for running. Thank you. I was telling everybody, and I was telling John off camera that all of you guys that are running and want to make this city better are winners in my book. So thank you so much for doing that.
Thank you.
Let me ask you, what is it that made you want to throw your hat in the ring?
Yeah, so I'm a product of San Antonio, and I
Mhm.
feel like it's going to take me an entire lifetime to pay back the community what they have done for me. And I say that because since I was young, like my teachers, my mom only went to first and second grade in Mexico. They only speak
Mhm.
Spanish. And like my teachers, they would make little index cards and they would try to phonetically sound out how it was supposed to sound to her in Spanish so that I could pronounce the words in English, right? And
Oh, okay.
so I feel like kids like me who needed a chance, we have a compassionate city and they've given so much to us already. I want to make sure that I pay that back and I continue doing that for other kids. So at the heart of it all is that I want to help the community. I've been on city council for 6 years, so for
Okay.
3 terms, and I've been able to get a little feel of what it is for helping. But I really want to bring back a focus on education. I'm a San Antonio Education Partnership recipient. I now sit on their board as well, so I'm very grateful. But I got that scholarship and it gave me hope. And that's what I want to do. I just want to bring a little bit of hope to the families of San Antonio who feel like they've been left behind.
Okay, awesome. And one of the, did you have a question?
No, go
Okay,
ahead. I'm
I
sorry.
was going to ask you. So I've been kind of asking every candidate. What's the matter?
Her mic is. We need to move.
Oh, go ahead.
to the center.
Go ahead, and move it.
Okay.
So we want to see what is your stance on Project Marvel, because that's been the biggest topic right now. I think amongst a lot of the forums and our viewers, they want to know exactly what you're planning, what's your viewpoints.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So first of all, I'll say that I love the Spurs. Go Spurs, go!
Go Spurs, go! Yeah.
So excited when they win and we go honking on Commerce. It's part of our culture. I mean,
Yeah.
you know this, right?
Yeah. I miss those days. It's been a while.
Oh, yeah, it's been a while, right?
You know
Yeah,
one
it's been
thing,
a
and now
while.
that you brought that up, the last championship we did, I went down there and
See?
I tell you, I will never forget it. You know why? Because I ran out of gas.
Oh no! Okay, well that's
Oh,
not
my
good.
Yeah, and then and all those people honking
Yeah,
and
the
all Spurs
flags,
fans, they don't
yeah.
help you move a car.
Oh no, I'm sorry. Okay, well, oops.
Yeah.
Sorry.
They were having a good time.
Yeah. They were like, get out of the way, stepping on my car.
Oh my goodness!
You know what? I miss the brooms.
I know,
Yeah,
yeah.
those are funny. No,
The
yeah, no, I
sweeps.
love it. Yes, yeah, those were good.
Yeah,
Back in the good old days.
The good old
right?
days,
But we're
yeah.
working. We're gonna do this. We're gonna do this again. But point being, I feel like the Spurs unite us. They bring us together. It's great to support them. It's awesome to have the community feel like they're a part of one team, right? And
Right.
it's a San Antonio team. It's the San Antonio Spurs. However, I'm very concerned about what's going to happen with a few things. One, what happens to the residents in the area, making sure that they don't get displaced, that we have help for them before anything happens. And then also what's happening to the area around the current Frost Bank Center. How do we make sure that we help the residents? Because they have been left behind. They have been promised many, many things before. And so one of the things that I would love to focus on is some creative funding agreement, but not just with the city. I don't think that any taxpayer involvement should help fund that. I think we need to make sure that the Spurs pitch in, of course, but I also
That's
think
what I'm talking about. I think you're the first person that said that, because I was thinking to myself, hey, wait a minute.
No,
What are they bringing to the table,
Yes,
you know?
exactly.
Because they get all the profit.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah. So, but I also think that we have an opportunity with a IH-35 corridor, and you know how we're talking about how there's a lot of business along the corridor, and especially with like the nearshoring concept. Let's bring them together. Let's help them adopt the Spurs as their home team, so that way they can as well help us, like in maybe buying some of the suites and making sure that the Spurs are successful. But then we also have the opportunity of bringing in.
Oh, you
private.
said sweets. I'm thinking pan dulce.
Oh no, you know what? But yeah, that's right. Sorry, I did see some pan dulce on the way over.
Right.
But
Yeah, help yourself.
That's right. Yes. No, but that's kind of what we're thinking about. It has to be a private-public partnership, and I'm not comfortable. I'm not comfortable as it is right now. There's a lot of discussion that still needs to happen.
You know, and that's one of the things that you mentioned, that there's certain things I caught right now, and it's the same thing I caught with one of the other candidates, is that you are already in office, so you have experience in how to move stuff around. You know, it's like, okay, let me borrow from Peter to pay Paul kind of deal. You know what I mean? But at the same time, you said also, probably the first one to say something I haven't heard, which is, what are the Spurs paying?
Yes.
If you want to dance, you got to pay the band. You know what I'm saying?
That's true. Yeah.
And I mean, it's like, hold up, wait a minute. So I see that. I get it. I understand
And
that.
you know, Cleto, one of the arguments that was made to me because I said, look, I feel like we need to try to do whatever we can to keep the Spurs here, work with them, work with other organizations, etc. And then somebody told me, well, why would you be so invested in the Spurs if the residents that you've represented can't afford a ticket? And
Mm.
so I quickly said, and I said, look, I see families that go important, right, to them, and so they take their partner to celebrate at the Spurs game, and so it is a place of celebration. It's a place of unity, but more importantly, you can walk around my neighborhoods any given evening, and families are together watching a Spurs game. They're around the table, the living room. They're watching a Spurs game.
Unless you're at my house, they're in the backyard
Or
with
in
a
the
big
well,
screen
yeah, or
TV.
they have the garages
Yeah,
open and
yeah,
you
the
see,
garage is
and
open. Yeah.
so you know exactly what I'm
Oh
talking
yeah, I
about.
know.
So I'm like, wait a second, this unites. You can't walk out without seeing like somebody in a Spurs gear or another. And a lot of the abuelitas that I represent, they're praying for Pop right now. Like,
Yeah.
their veladoras are
Mad
on.
prayers for Pop right now.
Yes, absolutely. And so they're a part of our culture, and that's why I feel like we have to work with them, but we also have to work with community.
Before we get to our roll call and some of
Mhm.
the comments that we have on here, I have one more. Do you have a question?
No, go
Okay,
ahead.
I have one. It's like so. I've shared this with all the other candidates as well. Is that I myself I tour, doing stand up all over different
Mhm.
cities in the country, and I'm seeing a lot of homelessness picking up, especially like in Seattle and LA
Mhm.
and so on. But like San Antonio has their own homelessness issue. What is your stance on that? How do you plan on cleaning up our city, with the homeless folks?
Yeah, one of the things that we absolutely have to continue to invest in is that low barrier entry model. How do we get folks that trust in us to be able to come in and then look for services? But then also that next level, right? And so I'll give you an example. One of my very first jobs, actually my first job out of college, was with Sam Ministries. And I worked actually for Furniture for a Cause, and we sold furniture, and it was like their social enterprise. And then it all went back to the families who were experiencing homelessness. There were some families that were living at our transitional living and learning center. That's where they would share a meal. That's where they would share the kitchen. That's where their kids would do homework together. It was a community. And then, by the way, they got upgraded eventually when they could pass financial literacy training, etc. And they would get the opportunity to have a home.
I like that.
We
I
don't.
like that.
I love that too, but we don't have like as big of a model. So
Right.
imagine taking that concept and multiplying it. So it's going to take a housing bond that we can all invest in, because we've got to realize that right now there's thousands of kids sitting in your schools with your kids, your godchildren, your nieces, nephews, and they're couch crashing. They don't
Yeah.
have a home to call their own. When I was a baby, my family got evicted when I was a toddler. And so I never want a family or a parent to think, oh my gosh, where am I going to take my family tonight?
Yeah.
Unfortunately, that's the sad reality in San Antonio today. That's the face of someone experiencing homelessness. It's no longer just an individual, it's actually a family.
And you said something like, I mean, unless you've witnessed it, unless you felt what it's like to not have a home and be evicted, and I mean, I remember growing up, my mom and dad, they're blue collar. My dad was blue collar, and my mom, she did substitute teaching and so on, and no, teacher's aide, teacher's aide.
Yeah.
So, but it's like even then, it was still trying to make ends meet, and they couldn't meet. Like there would be times where we go a week or two without electricity or water or both, just to get back on track. And so I know myself what it feels like. I mean, it was like you didn't realize how grateful you are just to have a roof over your head.
That's right.
So when you hear like, "Hey, Lord, thanks for a roof over my head," I mean, it's a legit prayer on that. And thank you for answering that, because I really wanted to know what that was. And one of the things I love the facility. I could not be a candidate right now, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because as much as I would love to do, I would love to, find that facility, build it, and put people there. But At the same time, I'm like, I don't have money.
Yeah.
I don't have money. I don't even know where I would get it from. And it's like everybody. I can see the intentions. You mean well. It's like I hear a lot, and this one gets me a little frustrated. And this one gets me frustrated. You got to take it easy on these candidates too, because they're just talking political talk. They're just talking saying what I want to hear. No, their heart is right there. It's like, okay, who's gonna be?
Yeah.
Where's the money man?
That's right.
You know, you're talking about getting everybody on board for this thing. So how are we doing on time? Okay, so we got to do change right now. Okay, well tell our viewers.
You have something else you wanted to ask, Margaret?
No, go ahead.
She was going to do the roll call, but go ahead and let people know, let our viewers know what it is you want them to know on, you know.
Well, just in closing, again, I just want to remind you how important it is for you to go out and vote. Tomorrow starts early voting. Make sure that you get information on your candidates. There's 27 of us running. There's the ability, I think, to really make a change this go around. So please, please, please get informed. The 3 focus areas, and we talked a little bit about housing. I hope to bring a housing bond to the city, but then also healthcare and education. And with that said, I'm number 11 on the ballot out of the 27. I'm also grateful to have the Express News endorsement. But encourage you, please go out and vote. Early voting again starts tomorrow, April 22nd, but then the election is May 3rd.
Awesome.
Thank you so
much. Appreciate it. Good luck to you.
Thank you
so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Awesome. There you have it. That was one mayoral candidate.
I love everything she said.
I did. She did really good. She did really fantastic. She has a viewpoint. And right now, we're going to bring up our next mayoral candidate. Right? We're running right through, son. Right through it. Come on. Our next one is coming up is John Courage. Come on in here, John. How you doing, sir?
Thanks,
And correct me if I'm wrong, but it's a special day for you, right?
Oh yeah, today's my birthday.
Your birthday, yes.
Thanks a lot.
You know what? This is downhill from here, my friend. This is it.
It's the 35th anniversary of my 39th birthday.
I love it. I love it.
I only celebrate anniversaries now.
Now we have to do math.
Now, John,
right.
I know. Again, I don't want to take up too much of your time because. But before we get to you, really quick, let's do a real quick roll call. See if there's any comments and any questions or anything like that.
Angela says, "See you at Fiesta." Jessica Almanza says, "Hi, good morning, good morning."
Good morning, Jessica.
Angela Bond says, "What about lowering taxes on groceries?" That was a question. My dad says, "Good morning, guys. Great, good informative.
Your dad?
Show. You all look great." Yes.
Awesome.
Angela Bond says, "What about lowering grocery prices?" Okay,
Yeah, that'd be a
that's
good
question. Yeah, I'm sorry we didn't get to that one with Adriana, but Alamo Teas and Advertising says, "Good morning." Good morning.
Alamo Teas.
Okay, we can continue.
All right, so
Well,
John,
you have me follow a tough act.
yeah, you know
Adriana
what?
is a
We
great council
normally
member.
don't like to have
That's
two
okay.
mayoral candidates, but we were like, because y'all schedules, y'all so busy, y'all doing everything, we had to kind of box it in. But
I'm glad to be here.
what made you want to throw your hat into this ring?
Well, I've been on the council for 8 years, and before that, I've been involved in the city. I was a teacher for 25 years.
All right.
And, as a teacher in the inner city, you kind of see the community from the point of view of the children and their families and the struggles they have going through education, but just going through life. And so as a council member, I've tried to address those kinds of concerns. I've always felt that a council member is more than just a council member for the district that elects you. You're really a council member for the entire city, because almost every decision we make downtown at City Hall, one way or another, affects the lives of everybody in the city. So, we have term limits, and 8 years is a term limit for a council member. And I felt like I still had more to offer the community. And so I decided that, and I was encouraged by people in my district for several years to consider running. So I decided to throw my hat in the ring. And it's odd because then I pulled my hat out, which you may have heard. Then I threw my hat back in. It's kind of an odd situation. I had some health concerns.
Do the hokey pokey and let me. I got
That's right. But I've been in it to win it, and I'm working hard at it. And I just want to go ahead and help improve the quality of life for everybody in San Antonio.
Well, let me ask you, when you decided to get out, was it because you saw there's like 500 people running for this thing? I mean, was that it?
No. No, I honestly had a few health concerns that had me saying to myself, I don't know if I'm really able to go ahead and do this. So I went and talked to my medical professionals. I cleared up everything. I lost 20 pounds, got out and started exercising.
Words that have not come out of my mouth yet.
Changed my diet, and then changed my medicine. And, now I'm doing great. And
Good for you.
honestly, I just felt like I had more to offer. So I got back in, and I've been campaigning for the last couple of months vigorously. But you're right. There's 27 people running, and
Yeah.
who knows what's going to happen. But there's been 4 UTSA polls so far, and I either placed first or second in each of those polls.
Oh, good for you.
So
Gosh.
I feel like I'm in a good spot.
Now, I'm going to ask you the same questions as Adriana, and then one of them is Project Marble, of course.
Sure.
What's your stance on that?
You know, when we first heard about Project Marvel as a council, it was presented to us to make improvements to the convention center, to make improvements to the Alamo Dome,
Right.
to make improvements to Hemisphere Park. That was the area right around there. And I was all for that. There was even talk that there was a private developer who might want to build a new hotel next to the convention center. It was their money. All that sounded good to me. But along comes the Spurs saying, well, you know, we'd like to move downtown and build something. And they're looking at a piece of property where the ITC building is. And it's kind of within the ballpark of what we were looking at for Project Marvel. So they kind of got blended together in the minds of the public, but they're really 2 different projects.
Ah, okay.
Okay.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I totally support Project Marvel and making those improvements at the convention center in the Alamo Dome and maybe a new hotel and around Hemisphere Park. As far as moving the Spurs downtown, you know, it's got to be on their dime more than on my dime or your dime.
Yeah.
And I really feel strongly about that.
Right about now, I feel like I'm going to be hosting Project Marvel.
Well, anyway, that's the way we're looking at it right now. And I want to make sure 2 big problems I see with moving the Spurs downtown are traffic and parking. If you go to the Spurs games, you know how hard it is to get in and out.
You
And
go to a
traffic
UTSA
around
game
there.
downtown, it's like,
That's
oh
right.
my goodness.
I know. I used to go to all
Or a
the
Jelly
games.
Roll concert. Yeah.
That's true. So anyway, I do support Project Marvel. I'm waiting to see what the Spurs are going to come up with and foot in the bill for a new basketball arena.
Now, the other question I had, it was the homelessness. You know, here in San Antonio, I mean, it's getting pretty big. What's your stance and your viewpoint and your plan to go ahead and take care of something like that?
Well, you know, I'm a Christian, and my faith tells me I should be helping other people. And homeless is a problem all over the country, but we need to do more here. And what people don't know, though, is last year in Bexar County, $75 million was spent on trying to either prevent homelessness or help the homeless in the city. $75 million. People don't understand how much it takes, for example, to pay somebody's rent so they don't become homeless. And the city helps people when they or pay their utility bill so that they don't lose their utilities and become homeless. But what we need to do, I think, is rely more on the community to kind of step up and help. I'd like to see more of the faith-based community help us and offer more support. But one of the big problems is a lot of the homeless people either have mental health issues or they're drug addicted or they're alcoholic.
Right.
And we simply don't have enough facilities that if we went out and rounded up all of them tomorrow and said, we want you off the street, we've got no place to put them. We don't have 1,500 or 3,000 beds. We don't have 1,000 or even 500 treatment beds for somebody who's addicted to alcohol or having a mental health issue. So that's the challenge. We're working at it piece by piece. The biggest piece, though, is trying to find residents that they can be in. You know, we want to have permanent supportive residents of some kind. We're looking at the city has rented a hotel, put people in temporarily and move them out. We've got Town Twin Village. It's being built on the east side that will be permanent supportive housing for hundreds of homeless. We're doing what we can, and I haven't heard of an ideal way other than to try and help them as much as we can individually. But if they won't accept the help, that becomes the challenge for the city.
Right.
And, you know, the courts have said years ago, it's not illegal to be poor. It's not, you can't stop people from begging. You know, you can't call somebody who's homeless a criminal. So dealing with those from the point of view of just arresting it away, you know, we just don't have the ability to do that.
Yeah.
We've got to provide other resources.
Yeah, no, it's a big problem. And I think it all comes down to a lot of mental illness and the abuses, right?
Yeah.
So I can understand that being a conflict. How do we solve that?
Yeah.
Get to the core root of the problem. I love what you were saying, and I love the fact that, you know, you and Adriana and there's all the other candidates they got a plan, and it's a different one. And you know, let's do a quick roll call here for our viewers here and see if.
Okay. Yes. One question for you is, when you talk about being a Christian, does that make you pro-life?
I think I am pro-life, but I'm also pro-choice. And what I mean by that, for example, I worked with Eagle Flight to go ahead and create safe baby devices that are going to be put in fire stations all over this city. And why is that? Because if there's going to be a woman, a young woman who has a child in crisis, I want that child to have a decent chance to live. That's what safe baby boxes will do, rather than a child be abandoned in a dumpster. That's pro-life.
Yeah.
On the other hand, I respect a woman's decision to go ahead and take care of what she feels is her health issues. So I'm for a woman's choice on what she wants to do with her life and with her body.
Okay. One of the things, we got a few minutes left, and we want to make it equal time for you and Adriana.
Sure.
Look into our viewers. These are our viewers, and let them know there's something there. Is there something that let them know about something about you that you want them to know, that what can they take from this interview here?
I think my life has really been committed to public service, and I say that because I came to San Antonio 54 years ago, and I joined the military. And I served.
Thank you so much for your service. I appreciate that.
And that's public service. And then I was a teacher for 25 years in this city. And if that isn't public service, I don't know what else is.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's true.
And then I've served on the city council for 8 years. I also was elected to the Alamo Community College District Board of Trustees. And I was on the board when we decided to build the first college on the South Side, Palo Alto College.
Yeah.
So my life in San Antonio,
my daughter's college right now.
Great. Has been committed to public service. And that's why I want to continue that commitment. I just feel like I have more to offer. I have the experience and knowledge of working on city council and understanding how city government either does work or should work. There's always room for improvement. And I want to carry that forward. There's 27 people running. I think 5 of us who are running have been elected to office before and understand somewhat about what it takes to be an elected official, to serve constituents, to serve a community of some kind. I think that's an important ingredient to being the next mayor of the 7th largest city in this country. And that's why I stepped up. More, I believe, public service to the community.
I truly believe the fact that if you have some kind of experience, that's what's for my wife, who can't, she's been, I follow politics on the national level, but I started following it when I realized that the mayor, when there, of course, disasters and stuff, the president comes, talks to that person. And we've had awesome mayors in the past. And the one thing about San Antonio is that we get behind our mayor. San Antonio gets behind the mayor. We for no matter whatever reason, that's our guy. That's who we're running with. And whether we agree or not, that's our guy. I mean, we've had some really good mayors. And the one thing that I really appreciate is the fact that all of y'all are stepping up. And I said this to Adriana, that you guys are all winners. Be able to make this city a better place. And again, it's something that's different. We started following the politics, and my wife's her thing is I want someone with experience. And you guys are already having it, and you're able to move papers and move money and make stuff happen. So, John, not only good luck to you, but happy birthday! Thank you so much for coming on the show. I appreciate it. We got to take
absolutely happy birthday.
We got to take a quick commercial break, guys. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. But again, John Courage, voting starts tomorrow, right?
That's right.
All right, there you have it.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank
my
you.
pleasure.
Feeling a little lost? That's okay. At Alamo Tees, our friendly team's here to guide you from the start. This is where the magic happens, with our high-tech embroidery machines and one confused man wondering what button not to push. From polos to hats, we do it all. We run out of a 35,000 square foot facility right here in San Antonio with automatic screen printing machines built to handle large orders fast. Our crew prints, cures, and quality checks every shirt by hand. He jumped in to help, but I think mostly it was to feel included. And it's not just apparel. We've got thousands of promotional items, from cups, gloves, and even a WWE-style belt. We're thinking of giving one to Cleto for undefeated punchlines.
Do you have this in a small?
At Alamo Teas, we're local, experienced, and a little goofy, but serious about your brand. Let's create something worth wearing. Alamo Teas, custom apparel, real people, big results.
It's that time of year again. Time to review, enroll, and ask questions about your health insurance. AHIA is here to help you navigate all your options stress-free.
Look, I'm no insurance expert, but I do know one thing. If you're calling your cousin Chewy for insurance advice, you're doing it all wrong.
AHIA is dedicated to serving San Antonio with personalized care. Contact them. Local service, real people, trusted expertise.
AHIA, it's about family.
And
Hi.
we're back.
We're back, everybody. I love Margaret. She's like, is the camera on me? Is the camera on me?
Like, make sure I'm not cut
I want to
off.
make sure that I'm on here.
Just kidding.
Again, we said we had a packed house. Again, shout out to Adrian Garcia, Dr. Adrian Garcia, and
Yes.
John Courage for coming on and sharing Adriana, I'm sorry, for coming on and sharing their viewpoints and visions.
Absolutely.
I
like what they said.
I did. I like what they
like
both
it.
said, and I mean, it's gonna be a hard race.
Yeah,
I hate to be these guys.
I know.
I
Is that
couldn't do it.
normal? 27
No.
people? How
No.
many people is normally on
Normally
the?
like 5 or 6,
I
if
wonder-
that.
I guess people are feeling like there needs to be a big shift.
I'll tell you what it is. I think a lot of people saw Trump and they said, "Oh well, I'm gonna go out there and do it too." That's what I think
Yeah, you
happened.
know what? That might be exactly
That
right.
is, I
Because
think-
even I'm like, well, why didn't I?
I'm like,
Just
I
kidding,
kid you
I
not.
have no-
When Trump ran the first time, I was watching the debates.
yeah, and you're like, yeah,
and
right.
my wife said, "What's Trump doing on there?" I go, "This man doesn't even have a chance in here."
I know. That's what I said too.
Boy, was I wrong. Okay.
Yeah, we were wrong. All
Anywho,
right.
but we
okay,
got
but real
another-
quick, my,
okay, yeah,
my
let's
mom
do.
said, I just wanted to say this. My mom says it was great having you and your beautiful family join us. We hope to have you.
Aw, thank you so much.
Okay,
The
that was
Sandoval's
the
right
one-
over there.
the one.
I'm telling you, the Sandoval family. I'm telling you,
I'm
they're
sorry,
awesome. They're great. I got a chance to spend it. Yeah, I think we read that one earlier.
I read
Awesome.
it.
So again,
Okay.
shout out to the Sandoval family.
Yes.
Much love to them. They really made us feel. Your family's sweet. All of them,
Thank
each and
you.
every one
So
of them.
is yours.
Not so much. I mean, we're gonna kind of, No.
No, your boys are they're all so sweet. Okay,
Anywho, let's go ahead and bring up our next guest. This gentleman has a big comedy show coming up here at, I believe it's this week. And without further ado, he's a friend of the show. And Gabe Farias, come on down, sir. How are you?
Here you go.
And
I'm gonna clip you.
Hey,
Right.
last time you heard that. Hello. And
I know.
bro,
Thank you.
congratulations on your gig.
Thank
You know, you've been doing some good
Oh,
stuff, my friend.
Goodness, I
How are you?
appreciate it. I'm doing fantastic, man.
Yeah?
It's 11 o'clock, 11:10.
I know.
I'm at Mi Familia on a
For
Monday
comedians,
morning.
that is early. That is really early. Like, he hasn't been out of
incredibly
bed. We don't normally get out of bed till like 4 or 5, unless we got
Yeah.
chores.
Well,
Or,
see,
errands.
what he's not seeing is like I've got like shorts on. I'm just this up top, and it's like just shorts underneath. Like,
business
That's
on
it.
top, party on the bottom.
Party in the bottom. Yeah, man. Thank you so very much for doing this.
Absolutely.
Shout out to the Cortez family, and
Yes.
you got Roman. You got 2 of the 3.
See, I
milks
saw.
out here today, man.
When you have one part, actually, Roman was over here making faces when I was doing the interview, and that's his Roman.
Yeah,
And
no, for sure.
but it's funny because if Roman was doing the interview, I'd be there doing the same thing he was doing. So,
So I guess by proxy, I'm the
You-
third milk. I'm like
right
I'm the
now,
2%. I'm Danny
right-
Engel.
you're Danny Engel
Yes,
right now.
there you go.
Which, by the way, guys, I got to tell you, the Tres Leches show on Friday at the Woodlawn Comedy Club was freaking fire. I mean, it was probably the best. I didn't see it, but I heard it, and it sounded fantastic. Valley, wouldn't you say it was one of the best shows in a while? I mean, I'm just saying Tres Leches shows. Out of the Tres Leches shows we've done, that was probably the best one. And it was like everybody was on fire, on point, just bam, 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 doing their thing. So again, to Shane Quay, thanks for having us. We appreciate it. It was a lot of fun.
Can I interject real
Yes.
quick? I don't think I've ever seen a bad Tres Leches show.
Well,
I've
no,
seen about
no, it's,
4 of them.
here's the deal with Tres Leches.
Yeah,
We don't have bad sets,
yeah.
but us personally, we know our bad set.
Sure.
Like I'll see Danny kill it. I'll see Roman kill Roman. Okay, Roman. We did this Caribbean Queen kind of show one time. I don't know what Jamaican bar we were at or whatever. And Roman, like, I think he went first. It was just him and I.
Yeah.
And he went before me and just ripped it. I was over there, I'm trying, and he made me work so hard. I'm like, dude, that was the best set I was. And it's like either we're really on or we're not. But this time on Friday, everybody was just on. Anywho.
Well, it's the closest thing that we have in San Antonio to the Kings of Comedy. When you think about
now, that's a huge compliment, brother. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Is. And I can only imagine, like back then, you had those guys, and then you had all these guys that were going on one after another, and I'm like, that's like watching you guys do the same thing. I produced one show at Chismosas.
That's right. Yes.
How can these three guys like follow each other? They're so good.
You don't know. It's getting to the point now with Danny. Like any one of us can headline.
Sure.
Any one of us can headline.
Absolutely.
And
I hosted for Roman when he headlined here at
Familia. Roman killed it. So the thing about Roman, Roman, come over here, Roman.
No, we gotta move on to the food.
Never mind, Roman. Never mind. I've been told by my producer. Come on over here.
Like, for real.
Roman's here really quick.
It's
Look,
like-
come here, Roman.
That's it. That's it. He stepped on my foot. That's
So my
just going
producer said,
on.
never mind. Anywho, let everybody know about your show you got coming up.
So we do a monthly show at Devil's River Whiskey, which is a great place there downtown, right off of Broadway and Jefferson, kind of in that little corner there. We do it every Thursday. This Thursday, once a month. Last Thursday of the month. This week we're doing a Fiesta show on the 24th. We got some really funny guys. Zach Dixon, guys that you've worked with. Zach Dixon, Jake Flores, Dan Ingle's gonna. It's more of a showcase this week.
Danny Ingle.
Danny Ingle's going to be out there. We've got Anthony Bain. You've seen Anthony.
Yeah, Anthony's good.
Funny.
Anthony's good.
I'll be hosting. It's a $10 show, but
that's not bad.
As you guys get ready for Fiesta, it's kind of a cool place. It's down in their speakeasy downstairs. One of these days, we're going to get you to go down and do a spot for us.
That'll work.
But yeah, we do it every month, and we appreciate it. Visit txcomedyshows.com. That's txcomedyshows.com, and you can get tickets online super easy.
Awesome, guys. Make sure to come support Gabe Farias. Again, he's a big friend of ours, a dear friend of ours. And not only that, I love having him host and headline, this show here at Mi Familia. I got to get you back on the calendar.
I love it, man. I love it.
We got to have you back. Man. I mean, he's got so many jokes. I was talking to Danny about you the other day.
Oh, my
And I
goodness.
said, Danny, and this one, I can't think I told him. I said, Danny, it was Roman, one of the other. I said, I like Gabe a lot. So the first one of us that croaks, it'll be the Gabe coming in. And he'll fit right in, hey, come on. And it's like, he's really funny. He's really talented.
Very nice.
So,
Very
I
kind.
mean,
yes.
not only that, it's like, he looks like a leche,
like an almond leche, but for sure.
Almond milk.
Leche.
It would be almond milk.
That's it. Big old.
Anywho, guys, Gabe, thank you so much, my brother. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for coming on.
Be good. Yes, sir.
And make sure to support him. And we're going to be getting ready to do our foodie shot. We're going to do our foodie shot right now. And where's our Margaret, our girl? Oh, there she is.
Back.
All right, let me go ahead and get to my spot.
Here.
Come
this way.
Yeah, thanks.
Watch.
All right, here we go.
Wait.
What?
Okay, go.
Oh, sorry. All right, well, yeah.
Oh, thank you. Is that yours? Oh, my goodness.
Are you talking to me?
The moment we've all been waiting for, everybody. So we have shrimp cocktail. Let me bring it over.
Oh.
Look at the size of those shrimp. Yum. And
What
we
is
have
that?
a chicken fajita salad.
Yeah, you can tell that's what I ordered, everybody.
Jalapeno. Ooh.
You can tell that's my wife's order
Okay,
right
look,
there.
this is what we're doing.
All right.
Because I want to taste both, okay?
All right.
Are you ready?
So this is the shrimp, right?
Here's a fork
All
for
right,
you.
let's see here. Mm-hmm.
You're not ready for that? Okay.
Oh, wow. That's good. Good shrimp.
It looks delicious, actually. Here you go. And here you go.
I still can't get over how I bumped into your wall yesterday.
I know. Dude, that must be so frustrating. I'm
It
so
is very
sorry.
frustrating. But let me tell you something. What just happened right now?
What?
Before the show, I had to go to the restroom. And the lights in Mi Familia are dim in the restroom. Is it good?
The dressing tastes kind of like Italian.
Okay. And I almost, it's gonna sound crazy. I almost peed on a man.
You ran into somebody?
I didn't see him at the urinal, and because the wall was right there, and then like, okay, and if he wasn't talking.
Hi, Mr. Cleto.
Hey, Roman, how you doing?
Just come over and say hi. I know it's a VIP table, so I won't interrupt you. I'll keep you along. Say hello. Say hello. It's a pleasure to be here.
How you doing, brother? Would you like to try some shrimp cocktail?
Is that what that is?
Yeah.
Try
They
it.
brought me some enchiladas.
Oh, they did? Oh, okay.
I'm gonna eat.
Hey, tell everybody. This is Roman
are you
Garcia.
on?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought.
You thought you think I'm having a table for two?
I'm sorry.
Look who showed up today, guys.
Hey, everybody, Roman
I
Garcia.
thought we were on break. Not bad.
Roman Garcia.
You made fun of someone else doing that.
So, hey, Roman.
No, I don't want to.
Hey, Roman, come here. I've been giving shout outs all morning.
Yes.
Have a seat, Roman. Come here.
Sorry.
I've been giving
I'm
shout
glad I
outs
didn't say anything really
to
bad.
folks.
I didn't know.
I've been giving shout outs to folks all day. And the Sandoval family and everything. But I gotta give a shout out to my boy Roman. This is thank you, Roman, for helping me on Friday night maneuver myself in the Dark Woodlawn Comedy Club because if it wasn't for him, I would have never got out to the public. Because I'm like we're going down the wrong way. And Danny just took off. Danny didn't even care. Danny's like, you know what? Forget that.
Left you on your own.
He left me on my own. He's like, you know what? Forget that, Charlie Brown. So Roman was kind
in the back.
Yeah.
It was so dark in the hallway. And I said, did y'all deliberately do this?
Yeah.
like an obstacle course, man.
Oh my God.
Oh
They're
my
like
God.
a bed of spikes.
You hear what just happened right now? I almost peed on the man inside in the restroom in the urinal. I didn't even know. If he wasn't talking, I kid you not, that's where I was headed. That's where I was headed. If he wasn't talking on his phone.
But I like how he was letting it happen. He's like, how you doing?
They call me Zeus.
Right. And then, so did you tell them what we did for the show Saturday?
No, let's tell them. Let's tell them.
So the bit was going to be that because everybody kind of knew stuff was going on with Cleto's eye, that he was going to walk out and instead of facing the audience, he was going to face the wrong way and wave like as if he's the audience. And then I was going to walk out and help him, turn the right way, get him to the mic.
Which worked, by the way.
This is going to be funny. Well, that's the question. Did it work?
It did work.
Because I feel we had a 50-50 split. Because I think some people didn't know it was
actually
supposed to be funny.
Yeah.
And I think they were like, oh, man, this is like, is this a fundraiser now? or make a wish. Your song coming out was it? In the arms of the angel. But so when I was done and I walked back to the back, I went, did that work? Should we explain? Hey, this is a joke. He is able to walk and get to the mic. But yeah.
Because when I turned around, when you moved me, and I heard people, oh, hey, how you doing? They caught it. Okay. So I thought you could tell them about the little video we did before.
Oh, yeah, we did. Yeah, we did a little video, too. I don't know what we're going to do with it, but we did it like a la Purple Rain.
You remember that movie, Purple Rain?
When after Prince's dad had shot himself, and he's in the dressing room, and
he's thinking about his dad.
And the guys walk by and come back, and how's the family, right? So we did that with Cleto. He's looking in the mirror, and whatever. Me and Danny walk by, and let's get crazy, let's get nuts.
Oh, cute.
And then we lean back, and me and Danny both at the same time go, how's the eye? And
how's the eye? So ominous.
Look, this is what comedians do.
Yeah.
You take certain things. Like I said, the following Saturday, I mean the next day Saturday, we had a fundraiser for a friend Rosie, whose house started fire, and they're trying to raise money to help rebuild some stuff, do some different things. But the flyer, they labeled it a night of hot comedy, and on the flyer it was flames. And I didn't even notice it at first until the day of the show, and I went, oh man, I can't believe they did Rosie. But again, it was when I shared it. I go,
That's right. 'Cause she oh my god.
I to it.
Oh my god. That's funny. Oh.
Hey, that's turning lemonade, lemons into lemonade, right?
She lost her house in a fire.
How
And
awful!
so-
And they're doing the benefit. And thank you for doing that, by the way. He filled in for me because we have our Easter celebration on Saturday. So he filled in for me. How was the show?
The show was,
Thank you very
man, you thought your show was dark at the one show you did.
The seance?
I told I said, are we like summoning the devil? What are we? It was like Phantom of the Opera. I was waiting for a chandelier to.
I thought it was on the alley, in the bowling alley.
It was. I was like on 4 alleys, but it was in a room. I don't know exactly. But and then I'm doing my set, and then you hear. Johnson, your fries are ready. Johnson, your fries are ready. Okay, and I said, look, guys, let y'all know. Last night we had a beautiful show at the beautiful, historic, newly renovated Woodlawn Theater. And then today, I'm at Oak Hills Bowling Lane, number 5. And so, what a difference.
And he even said, we did a Q&A for the first time in a while after the show. And they asked, where's you going to be your next show? And he goes, oh, tomorrow I'll be at Oak Hills Bowling Alley. And he goes, my career's on fire.
And what's funny, I'm talking to your mom and your dad right now. And I'm telling them.
No, we're good, thanks.
Right. And I'm telling them about the show. And I said, oh, yeah, I did the show Saturday at the bowling lane. And she goes, oh, that was for real? You thought you were making a joke. Oh, I know that was for real. She goes, oh, no, we just laughed so much when you said you're doing a show at a bowling alley or whatever. I go,
the fries is hilarious.
Right. She's like, oh, that was a real thing.
Bro, you killed it Friday night, though.
Oh, I
killed
bet.
it at Woodlawn.
Had fun.
You had a lot. You did.
Yeah.
I mean, he came to my house the day before at about 2:00.
You want some?
Oh, it's so good.
Please, it is really good.
It's about 2:00. He comes over, and he lives like about 5 minutes from my house. He's like my neighbor.
Yeah.
So we're there. We're talking. And we're laughing. My eye is about to bulge out of my socket because it's so.
That's hilarious.
And we don't get started on his set till about 6 o'clock in the evening.
What time did he get there?
2.
Oh.
We were laughing about stories that he had that wasn't even already part of his joke or his act. As a matter of fact, this stuff we talk about, if we could talk about it on stage,
there's some stuff that I said we should just recorded our conversation. Because we have so much fun, but a lot of the stories we share, though, it's like we cannot share.
Yeah, we can't. We can't say
that bad, huh?
It's just
that
funny
is so
stuff.
good. Whenever you're gonna meet Familia, get the
Shrimp cocktail.
Gosh. It's a family show. We need to
Yeah, I know.
down.
We
I got salmon.
No, you
You know what?
You don't understand, Margaret. When it's the foodie shot. She goes to town, bro. She comes in like she don't eat for the weekend.
That's why I'm loved that you're here because I can just let y'all talk and I can just eat.
Yeah.
Bro, she doesn't eat for the whole weekend, and she comes in and she's just like a refugee, bro.
That's a long time.
Like a refugee just comes in.
Right, like she's new to this country.
I'm hungry.
She's just like that chicken.
Well, real quick, where are you gonna be at next? What's your next show?
I'm gonna be.
You got Jack's Hot Wings. What you say?
Yeah, I'll be at my grandma's house for a family reunion show on the back deck of my Theo Rubin's house. It's not a joke. I wish it was a joke. It's not a joke. So you can see the career sliding. I'm like the NASDAQ, just waiting for the bull run. And so I'll be at Theo Rubin's house next Saturday. Bring everybody bring their own dish. And it's not a joke. No, but actually, I think.
Are we all really invited?
But you're all really invited.
Okay.
Yeah, so, but I like how none of them come to a show. But yeah, we do this. They go, Roman, can you do some comedy?
Well, do you give them the bargain show, or do you give them
you get the free jokes?
You get the
get
the free jokes. Okay.
Yeah, you don't get the meaty quality jokes. You get the free, gluten-free. And so. No, but actually, I think I'm leaving to Rhode Island tomorrow with my son Caleb. So I'm going to actually be out of town probably for like a week or so. He's moving and I'm driving him. And so, but he's so funny. I said, Caleb, in Rhode Island, we got to find some open mics and just go.
Exactly. Yeah, he did.
Really? I love that.
So I'm on tour technically. So
Wow.
just no one knows about it.
Romy, safe travel, my brother. Thank you so much.
Hey, I'm sorry. I
Appreciate
really
it.
didn't know y'all were still alive.
No.
I'm so glad I didn't say anything like
No.
really bad.
No,
It was- yeah, and I
You're a
barely-
great addition, Roman.
Yeah.
Great.
Thanks,
great.
Romy. I appreciate it. Now you know why my face
Dude,
hurts when he's around.
I
I'm
love
telling
that.
you, now you know
He's
why.
So funny.
All right, well, it's time for our
Okay.
final thought.
Okay. Final thought. So.
I know, it's a tough one.
I know. I think that today, in honor of the important people that we have in our lives that we also lose, right? I think we should face today with humility, service, and love for one another. And that's my final thought.
I'm going to have to piggyback off that one. That's well said, and plus, I'm just lazy. And, no, seriously, guys, I definitely have to pick up. That was just well done. And again, another thank you so much for tuning in, and shout out to the Sandoval family for having us yesterday. And it was a great Easter, and to all our family, to Joseph for barbecuing, him and his brother Moses on Saturday, helping me out big time.
Oh,
And they barbecued
that's
for us.
right.
So really, I got to give them a shout out as well. They did. They kicked it. They worked that pit big time. And Marcus, he was busy on the grill too.
yeah.
So
I don't know how you men do
shout out
that
to
with all that
Marcus.
smoke and the sweat, and
yeah.
men enjoyed it. I
Yeah,
don't get it.
it's good times.
I'm glad. That's why I'm not a man. Like, that's a great reason why.
And she did have her bunny shirt on. So
I
that's
did have
all.
my bunny shirt on.
All right, guys. Well, have a good day. Take care. God bless. And we will see you mañana. Bye-bye.